All right, I think that we're good to go now on YouTube and Facebook Live. I ended up realizing just a moment ago, no sound. So Ferencia and RJF, I appreciate you there on the chat. Just saying that a moment ago. Just caught that here. So really quickly, it's to say, over the last 7 minutes, we haven't really been talking about much. Markets are dropping off. Inflation numbers came out, so we're expecting continuation. Don't look to catch a bounce here at this point. But although we're expecting continuation, don't be discouraged. If you can't short a stock, don't be discouraged if you're trading cash or IRA and markets are dropping. You may have to be patient, or for a stock like VERU, or for a stock like EMBK. The two stocks so far that I at least put on the main watch list here. Again, VERU and EMBK. Those two will put on the main watch list. Hopefully for those two or one of those two, they'll look to make a big pop, go against the grain. And we'll see what else we got here. But we're wrapping up the gainer side for right now. I haven't added anything else to the morning watch list so far. So I feel like we're going to find a lot more on the loser side here. There is one more I want to jump to really quick. I don't know if it's going to continue to push up with the drop that we just had, but it looks like LI, pretty volatile, pretty not to say volatile, pretty active, trading a lot of volume, I should say, here throughout pre-market. I think that's coming off earnings here this morning. So for right now, LI I'll put specifically on our list here too. All right, so let's jump to the loser side now. Now that I got everybody here on Facebook Live, YouTube, and then inside the live trading room. Let's jump to Redbox here. We ended up seeing some news come out with Redbox and a company by the name of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Chicken Soup for the Soul. Ended up, I think it was a merger, M&A, basically, a merger and agreement. So, with that, it's not technically an official buyout, where like you would expect Redbox to gap up and flatline. In fact, it ended up reopening up off a halt and tanking, ended up leading to a great squeeze back up from that point. I was not expecting as big of a squeeze as we had at the time here. So, it's to say that 4 became a pretty strong top, and then from there it pulled back down pretty sharply. So, is the end of the short covering, or are we done with the short covering here at this point? Are we going to see any significant buying on this trade after the open? I'm hopeful that we do, but if we don't, I'm not going to be surprised. So for right now, Redbox I'll put on our list as well. At least just given the activity throughout pre-market so far, I think the Chicken Soup for the Soul one that merged with Redbox here is CSSE. Hey, it's trading 216,000 shares. It's on the gainer side. Should have jumped to it. But, it was pretty flat heading into the morning meeting, at least after the, pop and drop and then, kind of shake around. It doesn't really look too great right now at this point. If anything, we're a lot more familiar with the Redbox trade. The Redbox has been like just a really volatile stock of late, just proven runner over the last, month or so. So I feel like there could still be some momentum and hype behind it in that regard, if we happen to see some good buying coming in. But, again, just be careful and be wary of the volume to drop off here over time, throughout the morning. When the volume drops off for a stock, especially for a short squeeze type of play, like a dead cat bounce type of play, the stock's going to drop off pretty sharply, pretty quickly right away after. Mac here on YouTube. I'm going to make sure I'm good to go on YouTube here for the rest of the morning. Asking, you think UVXY will break out today? It seems range bound. I like your avatar. Do I think it's going to break out today? Well, it already started to after the inflation numbers came out at 8:30. So with that, let me just quickly jump to UVXY. It's up 2.4%, so I would not have found it, across that gainers column there. But, pushing up off the inflation numbers that came out, then pulling back down a bit here, but I'm sure after the open we'll catch a bounce on this here. So I'm not too particular about trading the ETFs. If you're new to this morning meeting, normally Fausto would be the first to say that. You can't really apply level 3 strategically to an ETF or ETN for that matter, either or. But, hey, volatile times. We'll put a little bit more shine on these, right? Because they're pretty good indicators of how the markets are doing, and then otherwise, if the markets are making a significant move and you're recognizing that, then you could follow this at least with other strategies, whether it be just basic charting principles, indicators that you may have, moving averages, MACD, RSI, whatever it may be. But I'm just pointing out that for any one of us inside our live trading room that is seeing me put UVXY on the watch list here and wants to trade it, I would be extremely careful. If you're looking to apply level 3 to it, you cannot. It's going to be very difficult to at that. So, Please take my word for that at least. But UVXY I'll put on our list specifically because the inflation numbers came out. So if we're expecting a pretty volatile market here throughout the morning, then I would look to at least follow UVXY a little bit more. Yeah, let me see what else we got here. We'll jump back to the loser side here. The U trade down 33%. Shortable, dropping off quite a bit right now. I don't know what the news is on this stock, whether it was earnings or whatnot, but I don't really care either way. Fausto would also be the first to say that himself too. Hey, it's shortable. It's trending down very steadily, very nicely. The only issue on this one is that the order book is pretty thin, so you're hoping for that to fill in a lot more after the open. I would expect for it to, but I would also expect for the spread to still be kind of like fluctuating anywhere between 2 cents, 5 cents or so, throughout the morning, throughout the entire morning at least. So this is probably more of like a level 3, level 4 stock at that. But yeah, I mean, it's trending down greatly here, trending down really nicely. So, we'll put this on our watch list here, kind of expecting continuation throughout the morning at some point. All right, so we got RCUS here down big but flat. We're going to pass on that. And then that leads me to Coinbase. Oof. Oh, man. All right, so we ended up seeing the inflation numbers come out, but crypto has been dropping off for a long while now. If you want to stick with me here in the afternoon, I'm only talking to all of us on social media right now, Facebook Live, YouTube. For all of us live inside the trading room, just just stick around later on today. Come back at 2:30 for all of us on Facebook Live and YouTube later on today. I'm going to just do the afternoon meeting. I'll show crypto a little bit, but I'm going to copy and paste a link that I ended up, or a video I ended up making, a link for that video I put on YouTube. It was the first one I ended up putting up for Bitcoin, kind of just a quick analysis back in late January on what would happen if the, bull market were to end right then and there, or if it has already ended. Well, I think that we could certainly answer now that it ended, whether it be right then and there or a little bit later on or even beforehand. Crypto's tanking, right? So Bitcoin's back under 30,000, teetering right around 30,000 or under that at this point. So Coinbase dropping off with the market, dropping off with crypto. It's like a double whammy here for this. With crypto and Bitcoin, long story short, from that first video I ended up publishing back from late January, and again, just this afternoon, I'll copy and paste the link for that for all of us there. So if you want to stick around there later on, but I ended up summarizing a move where I was, saying, in worst case scenario, we could see Bitcoin in particular drop down towards 17, 18,000. All right, well, we're still relatively far away from 17, 18, if we're at 29 or so right now, but hey, we were pretty far away at 40 and 42 and 51, right? So, at that point, should Bitcoin keep dropping off, where I'm getting to here is, well, guess what's going to keep dropping off with it? Coinbase. So, just if you're looking to follow Coinbase, it's not just, you're just following the S&P or following major markets. You got to keep a really good eye on Bitcoin in particular, too. So if Bitcoin's pretty weak against the S&P over the next, 6 to 8 weeks, let's just hypothesize, this would not be as strong, right? Well, for right now, at least, we're going to put this on our watch list. Really good short, at least heading into the market open, albeit a little expensive. I would expect the spreads to fill in pretty well on this one. Pretty name brand stock at that. Trades a lot of volume day to day recently, and the cheaper it gets, it will definitely fill in a lot more. So, this will be, one to even just put on our side list more day to day as a day trade. Norman saying Mara and Riot would be dropping too then, right? Of course, I called out Mara earlier this morning, shortly after 8:30, I was saying, just, hey, Mara's dropping off pretty steadily. That's all I was just commenting on there. But, nonetheless, I'm sure we'll run into Mara and Riot, MSTR, MicroStrategy. They're still pretty expensive, so they're not going to be a good day trade at this point. But, those are all the major crypto mining affiliated stocks to a great degree. All right, so let's see what else we got here, folks, to wrap it up. Really, there's still maybe a lot more to go through here because number 46 is down, 8+%. So there's definitely a lot more that's down. If there's anything else that looks good, as a short in particular, or as a long, if there's anything popping, right now is we're going, let me know, type it in the chat board here. And thankfully now, especially since I have the audio working. Won't happen again for all of us on YouTube and Facebook Live. I thought I was good to go from the get-go there. I like double-checked the audio before I jumped on. So if there's anything else up, down, left, right that looks good, folks, just type it in the chat board. Let me know. Mara here, just for the meantime, down over, down nearly 9%, just near the pre-market lows heading into the open. So, this will go on our list here as a short. Riot, same thing. So I'll tell you what, so far we're at 2, 4, 6, 8 different stocks, and then we got the UVXY, ETF on the list, right? Let's jump to the 3 stocks that I ended up, saying that we jump back to here at the end. The 3 stocks from yesterday that, for one reason or another, ended up, treating us pretty nicely. So the Sofi trade, we ended up seeing this get halted. Their earnings ended up getting leaked throughout the late morning. Ended up getting halted off of that, and they ended up reopening up just shortly prior to us doing the afternoon meeting yesterday. Ended up making a really good retracement back up. I was pretty surprised, but ended up holding the exact level that we were talking about, the exact level that I had called out to you based off the halt print at 510. So that led to a really nice dead cat bounce on the Sofi trade across the afternoon from yesterday. Heading into the market open right now, I mean, obviously right back down it goes. It just remains on our side list, trading a lot of volume. It shows direction, lower highs. It's flat over that 510 right now. So, that could be a really good level to take as a short later on today. Who knows? But, it will just kind of remain on our side list here, the Sofi stock. Jeez, tongue's getting tied there. All right, VRM. Let's see what else we got here. VRM, at least one from yesterday morning pre-market, ended up making a really nice squeeze up. You can see that on my 5-minute chart. Ended up popping shortly after the open, but it goes to say what I had brought up earlier. When a stock is running up off a short squeeze or dead cat bounce, when the volume dies off on a stock like this, it's going to crash down really quickly after. So the VRM trade ended up doing just that. I mean, hey, it kind of pulled back down a little bit more here after 8 o'clock. So, again, I don't know if it ends up showing really good signs of life later on today. I'm sure I'll be interested in it, but for right now, I'll pass. And then lastly, the last one here, the Peloton trade. One from yesterday ended up making a nice continued move up heading into the early afternoon. So ended up doing pretty nicely on the dead cat bounce, but this is more of like a name brand stock where, the dead cat bounce, the short squeeze type of, reference I just made before, I was relating that more towards like a smaller cap stock. There's, the same could certainly be said on a Peloton, but, Peloton at least is a lot more liquid, trades, tighter spread, a lot more volume and buyers and sellers on the order book. So, with that, at least, it ended up holding strong for a while it could, but even that ended up crashing back under 13, tanked to like 1260-ish into the close, right? Again, I don't know, just another one that we'll keep on our side list here. Nothing really too special about it here for the open. Here at the end here, Bill saying UPST, weighing on UEC, and then the thought that there was one more, right, from Norman Roblox, right? So UPST is hard to borrow. It's down over 6%, so dropping right back down. Ended up putting this on our watch list from yesterday. Dropped off pretty nicely after the open. So if you can get shares to short this one, go for it. For right now, though, I'm going to pass on it at least for the meantime. I want to see Roblox maybe, just to find something steadier on the way down. After the open, I'm sure if we happen to see some good selling on that upstart trade, Bill, it will remain a great short. You could say the same on Roblox here. Roblox coming off earnings like Norman brought up earlier here. From post-market yesterday, dropped off 24.50-ish down to like basically 20. So this has some pretty good direction to it. It is easy to borrow, a little bit cheaper too than upstart. Spreads will be better on this one going into the open, even though it's coming off earnings. Just wait like the first 5 or so minutes and the spreads will fill in a little bit better. But Roblox, good call on this one, Norman. I like this one. All right, and then I think that just about wraps it up, folks, right? All right, so folks, I got to fill up on water. My tongue's been tied here for the last 5 minutes. For all of us on Facebook Live and YouTube, I really appreciate you folks sticking with me here this morning, especially with the sound issue just before, and then with my dry mouth here just now. So if you have any other questions, thoughts, comments, suggestions, more than free to send it on over through email. I always like to post my email here at the end of these streams, josh@ctutrading.com. And then otherwise, if you wanted to join us inside our live trading room, feel more than free to do so. Just go right down to the link on the blue banner below to sign up. But for all of us there right now, like Leda and Mike and Grant and Norman and Bill and Wayne, I'm going to fill up on water. But I will be right back for the opening bell coming up here at 9:30, folks. Talk to you soon.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.